everybody.
It's Shameka
and Alicia coming to you every Wednesday right through your speakers.
So log in or stream live
and give us both that viral high five. Because when you tune in,
you'll never know
what you may learn
on the Hey Shameka Show. And happy hump day, everyone. That's right. That means it's Wednesday if you're listening to my voice. It's the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. Now, Alicia's out of the studio today, but we do have Mr. Kerwin Thompson, the leading man.
Hey.
He's going to co-host with me today. How are you?
I'm great. What's happening? How you?
Man, I'm doing great. That's what
I'm talking about. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day.
You know, we had an early release today at school, so that's always a great day.
Oh, come through early release.
Now, you know, us adults still had to be adults and stay there the whole day. But the kids, you know, we got like 2 free hours.
Oh, so you were kid-free. You still
well,
had to deal with traffic, but you was kid-free for a little while.
Most of us, unless you do ASP. Those who do after-school program had the kids.
Yeah, see, I knew what that was.
Had kids a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And we also have Mr. Wilbert John in the studio with us today.
Yes. How's everybody doing today?
Well, you know they ain't gonna talk back to you, right?
I know,
but I'll talk back to you. I'm great, brother.
You can talk back to me. But you know what? For the people who are in tune, I would like to say how you all doing. I know you may not talk back, but we do have people.
You got good manners.
We talk to them all the time
with the French name and the good manners. You got fans.
I can always pretend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So everyone that's at home listening, we have a good show for you guys this week. We're actually going to talk about education. Wilbur is a teacher. He's an educator, and he's also an entrepreneur. And then Kerwin is an actor and musician, actually, as well. So we're going to talk about how education and performing arts are, how performing arts is important to education and how they work hand in hand as far as children growing up and how it ties into career-wise when children become adults. And we're also going to have a little bit later Jesse Snyder. He's also a singer, musician, songwriter, and entrepreneur as well. He's going to be on the phone with us in a little bit. So, but any fun stuff this week? Anybody had anything going on? I know you do, Kerwin.
Oh yeah. We got lots of fun going on. I'm doing Newsies, which is a Disney musical that was on Broadway, I think from 2012 to 16. But we're doing that at Aurora Theater in Lawrenceville. We just completed our 44th show this morning.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
We got, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do my bows.
Do your bows.
Do my bows.
And
we have 6 more shows left in this run at Lawrenceville, and then we move to the Civic Center in Marietta after a month off. So that'll be October 19th through November the 4th in Marietta.
Okay.
At the Civic Center, Jenny T. Anderson Theater.
Nice. So everyone, if y'all haven't had a chance to see Newsies out at Aurora, if you're out in Marietta, please check online for the Marietta Civic Center and get your tickets for Newsies. I promise you guys, it's a phenomenal show. I went to go see it on Sunday.
Yeah.
I had front row seats. It was awesome. The production is Broadway. Seriously, guys. The production of that show is awesome. It's live music, and you know it's just a great time. And it's family. It's a family show.
Yeah. So my cousin
show.
came to the show, who's also there with you the other day, and she said, "Kerwin, I'm so glad I didn't need no Kleenex for your show because I always do heavy dramas. You know, I'm gonna have people snotting in the front row.
Right.
And so for years she's been like, "Can you do something funny? Can you do a family show? Tired of crying. I mean, it's great work, but I'm tired of crying." Yep. So, definitely a family show.
All right. Well, guys, that was our quick welcome to the Hey Shameka Show, and we will be right back with you in just a minute.
Hey, everybody. It's comedian Alicia Coley, and you're listening to the Hey Shameka Show on IBNX Radio.
Said I'm tired of playing games, yeah. My, baby. that you deserve the best. And I ain't been treating you like I treated the rest. Oh, baby, I'm ready. You all of my love, yeah. Girl, I'm tired of playing games. So many loves I can't even name. Baby, I'm ready. All of my love. Ooh, yeah. Baby, not just a little bit. I wanna give you all of it. Baby, I know that you need morning, noon, and evening love. And I just ain't been giving you my time. Girl, I wanna give you every little piece, every little bit, every little part of me. To show you my love just can't be beat. No, baby. I'm ready. All of my love. Tired of playing games. So many loves I can't even name. Girl, I'm ready. Ooh, yeah. Baby, not just a little bit. I wanna give you all of it. All my kisses belong to you. Take my heart in your hand and do whatever you wanna do with it, baby. Yeah. My love goes deeper than the eye can see. I made mistakes before, so won't you please, please forgive me? Yeah, baby. Girl, I'm tired of playing games. Just ask me and I'll give it to you, baby, baby. Baby, I'm so ready, baby. Baby, not just a little bit. Not just a little bit. I wanna give you all of it, baby, yeah. Not just a little bit, baby. No. I'm tired of playing games. I don't wanna play around. Baby, listen. I wanna be the man that you pray for. Take you on that walk to the stairway to heaven, baby. Not just a little bit. Yes, I do, baby. I do. Every little piece, every little part of me, yeah. Girl, I'm tired of playing games. So many love. Yes, I am, baby. Said I'm tired of playing around. I had too many women, and it's time for me to settle down, just baby. A little bit, baby, yeah.
And we are back with the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. And if you're just tuning in, Alicia is not with us today in the studio, but we do have Kerwin. That's our co-host today. Appreciate you being a co-host coming in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Then we also have Wilbur here in the studio with us, so you'll be hearing his voice as well.
Yes.
So guys, this part of the show is called Sauce. Is Shameka and Alicia's unfiltered commentary. So kind of like Hot Topics.
All right.
You know, anything major going on in the news that you would like to talk about, whether it be entertainment, political. Sometimes we talk about it, but it's not really my forte. But that's what y'all want to talk about. We can do a sports, anything entertainment, anything y'all seen recently in the last week or so that y'all hot on your brain.
Well, I'll start with this, especially with sports. I love sports, especially basketball. And on this topic here, it's been hot in the NBA. Seems like as far as having LeBron James moving from the Eastern Conference going to the Western Conference. To me, I would love to see. I can't wait to see him in the Lakers uniform playing and getting things going. I would love for him to dominate the Western Conference. The reason being is because he dominated the Eastern Conference for so long. Him moving to the Western Conference, if he can dominate as much as he did the Eastern Conference, a lot of people may consider him to be better than Michael Jordan. Now, you know, I know that's a hot topic as far as comparing him. let me touch on that a little bit. You have to understand, you're talking about two different types of players now.
Exactly.
And I do like LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not so much a Cavalier fan or a Lakers fan. I'm a
Gotcha.
LeBron fan because I love basketball. Basically, I like to see people just change their environment, change the people around them. And I think for him, like, he's capable of doing that.
Speaking of changing their environment and changing everything around them, LeBron's building schools, bruh.
Yes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't care what he does in LA.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Jordan, who people say is the GOAT, ain't built nobody's school. You understand
This
what I'm
is
saying?
true.
And
I
his
like
money,
that.
his money is so much longer than LeBron's. It's ridiculous. But he ain't built nobody's school. LeBron's sending folk to college. You understand what I'm saying? Getting
That's
them
the-
educated, getting them fed on a daily basis at their elementary school.
I think you can say that's what makes him great. Is because it's not the internal focus. It's the external focus.
Absolutely.
Just being able to give back to the community.
Yeah.
And knowing that he was at that position at one time and allowing others to benefit from his success and for other kids to be successful.
Yeah.
So this for him. I mean, I watched the show. I saw probably about 3 or 4 minutes of it, and just for him to just walking around the school, and I'm like, man, that's awesome.
You see the faces on them kids?
Yes. Well, it's not about
Lifetime memory.
yes, lifetime memory, and to me, it's like it's not him having a lot of money sitting on it. It's him actually using
Yeah.
Exactly.
his money, giving back to the community.
Yes.
Because once you die, you can't take it with
Yeah.
you.
Right, and this is not just a lifetime memory. He's changing these kids'
Yes.
lives forever, giving them opportunities they would not otherwise have. Feeding these kids, that's something else that is very important. A lot of these kids come to school to get fed. That's the only way
Yes.
they get fed
That's true.
sometimes. And this
Yes,
man's
sir.
making sure they get 3 squares, not just
Yeah.
lunch. They're
Yeah.
getting breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And it's
before they go
providing, we started talking about this, I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago. And also like the transportation, like if you're in a certain radius, providing free transportation.
Yeah,
have
they got bikes,
classes.
right? Didn't they
Yeah,
get bikes?
I think they
Yeah.
have like
LeBron's
washers and
doing it.
dryers. I think they're at the school. The uniforms are free.
Nice.
And I think they even have a lot of resources that are going to be free for the parents as well, for the families that, when the children go home.
Man, can
also.
my man in the booth, can you press the applause button for LeBron? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, as an educator, I love that part of LeBron James, just being able to give back to the community, and being a role model, because you don't see him in the news for negativity.
At all.
Yes, it's all positive.
LeBron been in
so-
the league, 15, 16 years, and they can't say nothing bad about him. Man, it's like when Obama was in office. I'm sorry, President Obama
That's right.
was
Yes.
in office. You know what I'm saying? They was looking for every piece of dirt they could find on that man.
Yes.
And they ain't find nothing.
Yes. Well, hopefully other NBA players. I know you have other NBA players have schools as well who started schools, and hopefully you'll have more NBA players. You have more NBA players following his footsteps.
Right.
So that would be great.
I think he's phenomenal. He set the bar.
And I think that's a lot of them that actually do a lot of great things, a lot of great charities,
Yes.
philanthropy out there. But like you're right, as far as building a school, he's the first.
No, he's not the first.
The
He's-
first in basketball?
No, he's not.
No,
He's not.
no.
He's not the.
Okay.
Jalen Rose has got one. There's a
Jalen
couple,
Rose.
yeah, a couple
Jalen
other
Rose.
kids,
Yes.
kids have got one.
Okay,
He's
cool.
just the most high profile.
Got you.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about. But
And for him to make the news and for that to be aired on television, that's big.
Yeah.
That's basically a way to.
because they don't want to talk about it.
Yes. He makes the news. He makes the news basically.
Yeah. So that's awesome. What about you, Kerwin? Any hot topic?
Yeah, during the break, I was you know, we try not to, we're going to mix some entertainment and politics. During the break, I saw that your boy Yeezy did a little impromptu interview this morning.
Okay.
Came on the radio in Chicago, or impromptu thing. So let me give another standing ovation to everybody out there who ain't bought no Kanye West album since May, because this boy in the booth apologizing now. We must have affected his bottom line. We must have affected his bottom line. So he still wants to talk about how we should, you know, support Trump, because Trump wants to be the greatest president ever, and he just wants to be liked. He has an ego like everybody else. But then he walked back his slavery comments and using a whole bunch of non sequitur stuff that makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
You know, but he trying to apologize for what he said earlier about slavery being a choice.
Right.
Just some things you can't apologize
Yeah,
for. Really.
with my thing, what Kanye is that I try to remind people of is Kanye is kind of a loose cannon, and it's unfortunate that I've noticed, and a lot of people have noticed, a huge shift in his personality and things that he's done since his mom passed away tragically, which that's enough that will, you know, cause a change, and you know, a lot of people losing your mom. And sometimes he does stuff for shock value as well, especially if him and other people actually, when they have, you know, something coming out, whether it be an album, you know, a movie, whatever it be, sometimes they don't care what kind of publicity it is. If it's negative or positive, they just want people to be talking
All news
about
is good
them.
news.
Exactly. So I think that was probably more on that part of that, him doing all that, and he took it too far. Took it way
too
yeah,
far.
way too far. And then I'm sure,
Hashtag
like you
no
said,
more Yeezy albums.
like he didn't hear himself
Right.
when he was saying it. And I'm sure, you know, after watching over and over and other people telling him,
Yes.
you know, you have the right to say what you want, but that was kind of
Yeah,
Out there.
way
that
too
was
far.
kind of out there.
And I'm a music lover like you are, Shameka. So for me to say I'm not buying no more albums is major. But yeah,
Yeah.
he went too far.
And one of my favorite songs, you know, with him and Jay on there, you know, the in Paris, man. Woo! Listen.
Break it down now.
And speaking of Jay, now everybody here in Atlanta, I'm gonna switch this to me for a second. Now, y'all that I'm friends with, if I saw you at the concert this weekend and y'all didn't even tell me y'all was going and asked that I want to go,
Look how they do you.
I'm mad.
Call themselves your friend.
I'm mad at y'all. But I will say this: everybody looked like they had a great time. Y'all know Jay and Babe put on a good show.
How many of them called you?
None. I saw it on their
All up on Facebook.
saw it on that IG, the IG live. But I liked it. They actually had a lot of people come out. They had Luda was out there. Let's see, Big Boy was out there. Monica was there. A lot of our local Atlanta people came
good.
out and, you know, gave on a show. Jamie Foxx did a little something there that night. He was there. Neo was there. I don't know if he actually performed or not, but they had a lot of different Atlanta people that performed while they were there. So
I hope ain't nobody late on their bills because they went to go see the Jackson concert. I'm just gonna say that and be done with that.
actually, I heard that some of the tickets weren't that bad, depending on where you were sitting. That it wasn't that bad because they did add on a second show. But yeah, I don't have that type of money, so I just left it alone.
Well, you know, everything's relative, right?
Yeah.
So let me give you my first concert experience. My first concert experience, the first person I ever saw in concert was Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow.
And that was the Bad Tour.
Oh,
That was 1988.
wow.
And I was in grade. And my mama let me buy my ticket with all my money that I had saved from cutting grass and doing little odd end jobs. Let me ride the MARTA down to the Omni. I'm dating myself. Down to the Omni to go see Mike in concert. And I was in the nosebleeds. You understand? And I saw Mike Jackson for the first time. And my ticket cost me $35.
Wow.
I saw Mike. Now, I was in
In
the
the
nosebleeds.
nosebleeds.
Right.
In
You
the
understand?
nosebleeds.
So we got to compare apples to apples, nosebleeds
Yeah.
then to nosebleeds now.
Now.
Yes.
You understand?
Some concerts now.
I
nosebleeds
ain't
is,
spending $300 to see nobody. because I saw Mike for 35.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying.
So the expectation level as far as this performance is way up there.
Way up there.
Right.
You know, there's some people I could just listen to their album.
That'll
I don't
be
need
it.
to see them in person. But Yancey put on a show. No, I ain't gonna take that from her. She puts on a show. Now, if you a Yancey fan, you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? You support that sister. She doing everything. And I like Jay. That's my dude. But Jay don't put on a show.
Yeah.
He'll walk from one side of the stage to the other. That's his thing. But he'll spit them bars though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you
He
want
got the
to,
bars.
come on, man. If you want to see somebody just spit live, you know what I'm saying? That's great.
All right, guys. Well, that has been Sauce for this week. And stay tuned to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley.
Hey, Coley.
So late, I can't sleep. Thinking about you. My mind is empty as my bed, though my cup runs over. I know I've lost my daily bread. What have I to offer you? I packed up all our memories, then I gave them to him. I threw all of your things away.
Hey y'all, this is Shameka Love. Tune in and stay locked in to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley here on IBNXradio.com. And welcome back to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. And the song you just heard played is Too Little Too Late. And that's by Jesse Snyder. And we actually have him on the line from Arizona. Hello, Jesse.
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
How
Great
are you?
Song.
I could not be any better, actually. How are you, Shameka?
I'm doing excellent. Now, for everybody that's listening, I've known Jesse, it's been almost 5 years now, something like that.
Yeah,
Just
4 or 5 years.
just through
blows
Instagram.
by, doesn't it?
Just through Instagram. I've never met him in person, but he's always been, I loved his music, so we became friends on Instagram. And you've done a lot in 5 years since I've known you. For those people that aren't familiar with Jesse, he actually was born in Haiti and raised in China.
Wow.
That's right.
Sac passé.
Missionary family.
Yes. So just let's start off with a little bit. How did you get into music? And tell everyone if you have a favorite instrument.
Oh, man, there's so many to choose from. Okay, so how did I get into music? My father is a classical musician. He used to tour in orchestras, with Andre Segovia and all these things. And so he started me off with classical music. When I was a child in China, I started learning piano, and my teacher used to smack my knuckles with a ruler. And so I came back home and I said, I don't want to teach from that. I don't want to learn from this woman anymore. So he started paying me to teach myself piano. And from there, I took it to the guitar and, electronic music arranging and all production. And I would say probably at this point, acoustic guitar, fingerstyle guitars, that's my wheelhouse.
Okay, awesome. Now, did you grow up playing in church? Since you said your parents are missionary, did you grow up playing in the church music as well, or just at school?
I did, yeah. Playing at churches, and then actually when I went to college over here at GCU, I used to be the main worship leader in their chapel, as well as at a young adult worship experience thing that they had called SALT. I'm not sure if they're still doing that anymore.
Okay. And so how long have you been professionally doing music?
Well, actually, ever since I graduated from college in 2009, there's this, if you've heard of him or not, his name is Tommy Emmanuel. Actually, the sole reason why I ever picked up the guitar in the first place. He's the godfather of acoustic guitar. So I discovered his music, and I was like, I have to learn how to do this thing where you make the one instrument sound like 8 different instruments at once. And so I wake up at 4 a.m. every day and made sure I logged in 10 hours of practice every damn day until I felt like I was close enough. And I took a trip out to Kentucky, and I attended one of his workshops and got to play with him a little bit. He actually invited me out on tour, and that was my last year of college. So after school, I just dumped all my stuff, drove out to Nashville, and was touring professionally since.
Wow. So talking about making one instrument sound like 10, would you happen to be a fan of the band Rush?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Neil Peart's rhythms are incredibly inspirational.
Let me tell y'all something. I got turned on to Rush about 3 or 4 years ago when they got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I had never even heard of these boys. But they got albums galore, and everybody who especially if they're guitar players, they know Rush. But there's 3 of them. That's it. And they sound like 40 people.
Wow.
It's amazing. So kudos to you, brother. I understand where you're trying to go with making one instrument sound like 10. That is amazing. Go ahead with your 10-hour-a-day practice itself.
That's definitely dedication.
Sometimes you'll take 3 seconds of a song, just 3 seconds, a short passage, and it'll take you hours just to figure out how to conjugate it, with your hands.
Yeah. So on today's show, we're talking about education and the importance of performing arts, along with the education. So what would you say, as far as growing up playing instruments and singing, what would you say was the most important thing to you? Did you have a performing arts school there, or did you just kind of do all this stuff on your own?
You know, I kind of am from the school of thought that music comes from the heart, not from the mind. If you spend most of your time trying to feel music, and you know, your practice makes permanent, not perfect, right? So if you spend all of your time studying music theory and you are practicing scales and arpeggios all day long, it's going to sound like that's all you know how to do, play scales and arpeggios, and it's not going to sound like it's from the heart. So no matter where you're starting from, because you can't help where you start, eventually you have to get to a place where it flows from you.
So Jesse, this is Wilbur Jean. I'm an educator. Run us through as far as the process of writing a song, as far as changes that you have to make throughout the process, and how do you come to the conclusion that this is a song that you want to release?
That's a good question. Sometimes you get so fixated on one song and you think it's the greatest thing you've ever done, but you know it really isn't. But I'll spend, honestly, sometimes I'll spend months on one song until I feel like it's right, and then other times I'll have a dream of a song where I'm given all of the lyrics, all of the chord changes in the dream. I'll wake up, write it down. And actually, the second song that I sent you, Shameka, there was an example of this. I went to the studio that very same day, cut the entire song in one take, and it went out on the album like that. You just don't know. There's no formula.
Okay.
Sometimes you're touched with something, and then sometimes you're not.
Okay, awesome. So as I was letting everybody know before, Jesse is also an entrepreneur, and I know here on the show, you know, health and wellness is a big thing for me, being a nurse. And luckily, actually it's not luckily, it happened on purpose. Would you let everybody know what you do as an entrepreneur?
Yes. It kind of segued nicely from music. Actually, right now I'm a gym owner in Phoenix, Arizona. I own a personal training gym out here, getting ready to open a second location. But it's just, you know, health and wellness. We do weight loss. We do custom dieting, and mostly approaching it from a bodybuilding standpoint.
Yeah. So those of you that don't follow Jesse's music, it was kind of one of the things that made him a little bit more interesting to me, because he has this amazing voice and he's a great musician. But then all of a sudden I start seeing like all these bodybuilding pics and I'm like, wait a minute,
what's going on?
What's going here? Definitely, I've noticed over the last 5 years just your determination and your passion for bodybuilding. Definitely is an art form for those of you guys that, you know, don't follow bodybuilding, and just the definition of muscles. Now, you know, in nursing, we obviously have to go through anatomy and physiology. And to me, when I look at bodybuilding, that's like the standpoint that I see it from, that just all the muscles, the definition that you guys have is just amazing.
It's kind of a byproduct of another kind of creative output, like you're saying. So at the end of my touring, you know, I kind of ended up in a really frustrated place where I felt like I had nothing left. And I just had all of this pent up aggression, and I discovered that I could take it and ball it up in front of me and just burn it away and release all of my, you know, aggression in a controlled way. And the physique, it really wasn't the focus, but it kind of created itself. And so once it was there, I kind of said, well, I might as well take this to the stage in itself. And, you know, I took it as far as I wanted to. I did some national NPC competitions over here, and I took a overall title last year in November. And at that point I decided, you know, it's time to get back to other art forms.
Okay. Awesome. So, do you have anything in the works right now that you're working on, as far as songwriting and music wise?
Definitely. Actually, I've been ever since I've left Nashville, being back in Phoenix now. I'm still doing production projects for various clients through some Music Row studios in Nashville. You don't really have to be physically present anymore to produce music, and slowly trickling out ideas for my own next music project. I kind of feel like I don't have so much pressure on me now because I'm not on tour. So I feel like I can kind of stretch out and let something new take place and let it take form as in its own pace.
Okay, awesome. Well, we appreciate you so much for being with us on the show today, especially from Phoenix, Arizona. And before you leave, would you please let everyone know how they can follow you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an incredible time chatting with you guys. I wish that I could talk with you guys more, maybe another time. But so right now, my only real form of social media is Instagram. You can follow me at Jesse Snyder Music, JESSESNYDER MUSIC, and shoot me a message if you want to chat.
Awesome. That sounds great. And definitely we would love to have you on the show again. And, if you're ever in Atlanta, you definitely got to come in the studio.
Oh, I'm going to, for sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Jesse. And,
Nice meeting you, Jesse.
all right. And the
It's
next
nice
song
meeting
we
you
have
guys.
coming up is actually Jesse's song, Penance. So stay tuned to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley.
Keep it real.
There was once when I stepped out on you, and once when you left me too. There was twice when I couldn't say something nice, and twice when you found someone new. And I'm not asking forgiveness, and I'm not living in shame, but the tired old love keeps grief as his tenants, and I've paid my penance to you. There was once when I left you alone, and once when you didn't come home. There was twice when I couldn't take my own advice, by only the fault of my own. I'm not asking forgiveness, and I'm not living in shame, but the tired old love keeps grief as his tenants, and I've paid my penance to you. I'm not asking forgiveness, and I'm not living in pain, but the one thing I know, when you're on the offense, I've paid my penance to you. Yes, I've paid my penance to you.
Hey
Hey y'all, this is Shameka Love. Make sure you tune in and stay locked in to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley here on the IBNX Radio Network.
How many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, before we go any further, let's be friends. The word we use every day.
And welcome back to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. And you know that music is for Frankly Friends. So today, since we're talking about performing arts and talking about career-wise, I wanted to kind of talk about gentlemen Kerwin and Wilbert. And your career-wise, because we'll talk about in his interview in just a few minutes, Wilbur also does some things entertainment-wise. How do you feel about friends that think you should put them on? And as far as put them on, I mean that you should, if you're doing well, like if you have, a big time show on TV, you should make sure that they also have a part in the show or some type of thing like that. How do you feel about that, Wilbur?
Well, I'm a big believer as far as giving back and helping people. At the same time, would like for people to actually just put in the effort as far as try to be successful on their own. But I'm a big supporter, and some of my friends, yes, I would not mind having some of my friends on the show if I become successful or just come along. But it's not, when I say come along, not coming along with the ride, but come along and let's help each other be successful.
With some
Exactly.
Gas. They come with some gas money.
Come with some gas money.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if we go to a restaurant, don't expect me to pay for the whole bill. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Buy a drink or something. You know what I'm saying? Leave the tip. Do something.
What about you, Kerwin? What's your take on that?
It's very similar, but different. Artists, we operate more in a commune. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And big breaks come along every blue moon. So usually there's so many of us in an incubation chamber waiting for our big break.
Right.
So we'll all just work together and pool our resources together to help one person put out a project, and then we'll do the same thing for somebody else, and the same thing for somebody else. But my man Jason Lauder right now is working on a project called Sour Milk, and it's about helping us deal with post-traumatic slavery syndrome, like all the leftover remnants, things that have affected us and how we behave. It's like slavery has gotten to our DNA, right? And it's affected how we behave. So it's a show about that. But anyways, they're doing a whole season worth of stuff, and we've all pulled our resources to come and help together and help him build that project. And I'll be on one of those episodes. I auditioned for like episode 4.
Nice.
You know, they had me be a preacher, and I
have got to see this.
see that audition tape, right? Had me be, and I gave them hell. They were like really trying to figure out who were they gonna choose, and they actually went with an actual preacher. But like I made the decision hard for them. Anyway, they were like, "Well, we're gonna use him like later on down the line." So I'm gonna be in one of them episodes. But the point is, work together. Help each other out. One hand washes another. Don't just want somebody to help you. You got to be able to offer something to help them in return. That's the right way.
You know, I would like to go back to something that you mentioned that I thought about as far as this slavery being in our DNA. You know, if it's in our DNA, if we don't flush that out, we're gonna pass it on to the next generation.
That's exactly right.
And the mindset of it, it's basically, if it continues from generation to generation, then we may be out of slavery, but mentally we can still be in it.
But we're aware of it now. I don't think our
Yes,
parents' generation
Right.
were aware of what they were dealing with.
Yes.
They were too busy trying to get a job, too busy trying to vote. You know, it's stepping stones, there's levels to this,
Yes.
right? And so now we know better. Now the trick is for us when we climb the ladder to leave it down
Yes.
for the generation who comes behind us so that they can climb the ladder. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, and I like as far as the ladders, what you mentioned, as far as once we get up there, is just to make sure that we bring others with us. As far as those who are down, just bring them up as well.
Reach back, yeah.
Yes, just giving back and help, and especially for our kids, it is so important.
All we
just
have
for
to
us
do is pay
flush it
attention to what everybody else does. Every other culture
Exactly.
does this.
Thank
All
you.
we have to do is look around us.
Thank you.
out. Yes.
You know, our
And I was
Indian
gonna touch
brothers
on
and
that.
sisters from India,
Yes.
they reach out. They have their own communities. They reach out. They help each other. Our Jewish brothers and sisters do that for the longest time. A dollar circulates in the Jewish community so many times before it comes out. And that's no knock on them. That's how you're supposed to build your community.
Right.
Keep it self-sustaining and self-sufficient. We got to do the same thing.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, we have to be happy for people who are successful.
Right.
Yes.
No
Not
envy,
envious.
no
Exactly.
jealousy. It's to help other people to be successful and be happy
Right.
for them, and just be joyful. Just be part of the celebration.
Right.
Karma's a real thing, bro.
Yes.
You put positive stuff out there, help somebody out, it's going to come back to you.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
And
the law.
Right.
You can't get away from it.
I'm glad you touched on that because I wanted to bring that up as well. Guys, do not be jealous of what someone else has. There's no reason. There's more than enough out here. I have seen a few cases of people being jealous of things, and it's more not so much jealous of what that person has, but just jealous that they feel like they lost their opportunity to do, the same thing, go after their dreams. So
There's no
I
lack
know
in this world.
exactly. So I know sometimes I've tried the same thing and say, listen, don't be jealous of them. What can we do to help you, achieve your dreams, help you get towards your goals? And that's, why I started Hey Shameka, actually.
Hey,
Shameka.
Well, my wife was at a meeting, and her boss said something that was so powerful, and she said that jealousy will rob you of your joy.
Yes.
And to me, I'm like, wow, that is so true. It's like you can
Yeah.
be so busy being jealous of somebody else's achievement, then you forget how to be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a weight around your neck.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It'll drown you. You can't swim with it.
Exactly. So, and then also just to also agree with the fellas is that I believe in taking people with you.
All right. There we go.
Now, I don't believe that I have to give it to you. Okay, you got to be qualified, guy. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. You got to be qualified, and I will help you
Yes.
along the way. But don't
I
just
like
expect
that.
me to give it to you. And I do have a group of friends that a lot of us have, like you said before, produced stuff together, done a lot of projects together, and I have a lot of friends and that are actors and directors and producers, and they do the same thing. They get together and help each other on their projects.
That's what I'm talking
as
about.
well.
I
And
got
then
some
so-
gas money. You understand? and I'll bring some snacks too. Where we going? You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Because I got a show I want to produce. We gonna talk about that. I got a show I want to produce, and I'm gonna bring some gas money and some snacks, and we gonna work with your team.
Ooh, let me find some
We
gas
we
money
gonna-
real quick.
We gonna build something.
Yeah. So this week on Frankly Friends, that was just wrapping it up. But it's nothing wrong with taking people with you guys. Helping others get to where you are. But again, those of you that we're helping, don't expect us to do everything for you. Come on, you got to be willing to help yourself as well.
Bring some gas money.
And some chips.
We will be right back with the Hey Shameka Show with me and Alicia Coley.
Life comes at us fast. One thing that gives us comfort is knowing that someone is there when you need them. At Pleasant Hills Insurance, that's our promise to our clients. Call 770-910-7460 today or visit our website at pleasanthillsinsurance.com for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Many of the large agencies have turned their back on the retired workforce. At Pleasant Hills Insurance, if others can't qualify you, very often we can. Pleasant Hills Insurance proudly provides options for preconditions. So call 770-910-7460 or visit pleasanthillsinsurance.com today for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Pleasant Hills Insurance, we're here when you need us.
Hey y'all, this is Crazy Sexy Cool Shameka Love.
And this is your girl, comedian Alicia Coley.
And stay tuned in for the rest of the Hey Shameka Show here on the IBNX Radio Network, where we bring you lots of love
And lots of funny.
yeah. And we are back with the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. And today, Mr. Kerwin, the leading man, is our co-host.
Yeah.
With that D voice. And now it's time for Mr. Wilbur to have his interview.
All right.
For those of you that are just tuning in, he is an educator. We're actually co-workers. He is a elementary school teacher, and he also is an entrepreneur. So thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome. It's been awesome.
And, we've been talking about education and how performing arts ties into education. So tell us what your take on that is. What's the importance of performing arts?
Performing arts, it is very, very important. I mean, if, for example, think about a script, and a kid, they would have to, if they want to be part of a play, they would have to read the script. They would have to understand the character's background. They would have to understand as far as what makes the character different and what makes the character special. I mean, it could be 5 seconds to 10 seconds. I mean, regardless if they have a small part in the show or a big part in the show, I mean, it has a lot of impact. If you think about as far as them trying to remember their lines, that is big. Now you're dipping into memory, them being able to understand the characters. Now you're diving into comprehension. Them being able to read their script. Now you're talking about reading. We're going outside of here's a paper read. Now we dive in as far here's a paper with a character, and you're now this character. Now you have to understand the character. That means you have to be out of yourself to be somebody else. And to me, that is very special. And then when the kid can go back into the classroom and you give the kid a paper to read or a piece of literature, now they'll read it with a different perspective, and now they know how to put themselves in the story, how the character feels. And to me, it is so big. Being able to moving away from as far as paper and pencil, as far as just bringing it live inside the classroom. Just being able just to walk around and be somebody else. I mean, it's so awesome.
Exactly. So I want to give you some big kudos on air, because last year at school, we had something special for the first time, and the kids and staff absolutely loved it.
Goodness.
We had a talent showcase at school. And Mr. John, I'm serious, kudos to you. That was a lot of hard work, man.
It was, and what made it special was the triangular community, I call it, as far as having the teachers involved, having the parents involved, and having the students involved.
Yes.
I was very moved by that. And of course, it wasn't just me. It was over 30 people, and 30 teachers who work at our school to help bring the show live. To me, it was awesome. I had one thing that I will never forget. It was actually the first student who opened the show, and I just looked at her mother. Mom couldn't just stop crying. It was tears of joy, tears of like, oh my goodness, that's my baby on the stage singing. And I mean, she was recording and crying, and she was like, wow. And to me, I was so moved by that. And that is a memory that I will take with me, because being able to help be part of putting something special for our school and allow the students to be the show.
Exactly.
And to me, it was incredible. And of course, it's coming up again And the expectations much higher this time.
Ooh,
I mean,
the production boy. Woo.
Yes, I mean we have teachers who the moment after the show was over last year, they were like, I can't wait till next year. And I remember going home, and my wife was telling me, hey, I have some ideas for next year. I was like, sweetheart, the show just ended. You know.
Hey, it's never too early. It's never too early, right?
But it was great. And this year, our goal is to put on 2 shows. So
Awesome.
having a talent show and really going after putting musical theater.
Yes.
And that's...
Ooh, now you know I'm excited about
Oh,
that.
I know you are.
We've been talking about that since what? We started talking about getting into the last school year, so
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna throw together a little theater and film club.
Yes.
So all of my film friends,
Come on now.
hint, hint. I'm gonna be reaching out to you guys, Kerwin.
Especially we have one in the studio right now.
I'll be reaching out to you guys.
That's
You know, try to schedule in and have
Yes.
someone come in as a special guest
That'd be
weekly once we start the club up to, you know, kind of talk with the kids and,
Yes.
you know, give them some pointers about how you guys started out. And then, you know, it will also be awesome if you guys would like to help
Yes.
in our theater production. So
Oh my goodness, that'd be
I'm
so
going to keep
awesome.
smiling at Kerwin.
Keep on. I told you, hey man, don't threaten me with a good time. That's what I do. Let's work, man. Let's get this work.
But so what would you say your favorite subject is to teach?
Well, at first I thought it was math,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. It's actually reading.
Ooh, okay.
That was interesting, and how for years I'm like, I'm a math teacher. And now I'm like, well, I think I'm a reading teacher. I like it because it's more than just reading a story. It's analyzing the story. It's just going deep. Don't get me wrong, I love math. Analyzing the story, being able to read the story, and just for the kids to be like, wow. Sometimes my students, they look at me as, man, you deep into this story.
Now, I think that has something to do with your educational background, which you have your degree in. And I think that a lot of people, some of them know I know at school, but I think a lot of people don't know that you actually are an entrepreneur,
Yes.
that you do so. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, to me, I'm a videographer on the side.
See?
I love video. I mean, I film weddings, anything that a special moment that somebody would like for me to film. I have no problem as far as this filming, and the joy of that is having my son with me, and he's been with me since since he was like 9 years old.
Awesome.
So now he's in middle school, and he's my right hand man. And my next goal is to bring my daughter along with me. Now I feel like she thinks she's ready, but you know I'm giving her more time just to get herself ready. But I film weddings, and I own a company called One Path Media LLC, and the focus is wedding. However, I mean, I film just about anything people would like for me to submit, as long as it's good content, something that I'm able to watch and be like, wow, okay, I can record this. And when it comes to a wedding, to me, it's a special moment. It's not like a movie. You get to say, hold it, stop.
Right.
Let's do it. Let's do this
Right.
again. You know what I mean? Take 2, take 3. There's no
Yeah.
take 2.
One take, one
One
take.
take. And it's live. Like it or not, it's moving. So just filming weddings and see other people happy, and then being part of that moment, to me, it's incredible. So putting videos together, weddings, as far as Sweet 16. Any type of celebration, to me, it's like being a happy environment makes me happy.
Okay. So do you see yourself ever, I'm going to say, bridging over into doing like filming for a movie or like short film, TV show? I'm going to say this before you answer. I myself could see you doing something like production for a kid's programming show. I could definitely see that, especially
Thank
since your love of children and your teacher. I could see you doing something along those lines.
Yes, that's it's always to me. I have a lot of goals, and I take one goal at a time. As far as just creating a short movie, and then just move on to the next goal. I would love to create a short movie, especially when you're talking about with kids. And I'm at the right place. I'm at a school where, I mean, once we
We're gonna work on it.
yeah, once we have as far as like a film club, I mean, I don't have to go out just to get kids. I mean, they are in the building, and to me, just being able to present that to them, and for them to take it to the next level, and then just them being out of themselves and just out of the classroom and doing something different. To me, that's just awesome. I can't wait. But of course, you know, I have to make sure that I'm doing what I can just to make sure I'm ready.
Yes.
And how I'm going to present it. It's not just, hey, okay, let's make a short movie. I'm thinking of how are we going to tie that into the content, as far as the reading of the scripts, as far as them remembering and learning.
Yes.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the talent show. I'm looking forward to the musical theaters, and that I believe will open the door to the film club.
It definitely will. So I'm definitely excited about it, guys. If you can see my face right now, the two of us have been, brains have been smoking.
Yes.
So I cannot wait for that. So will you please let everyone know how they can follow your company as far as if they want to contact you for videoing weddings or any other special events they may have?
Yes, my phone number, it's 678-602-3157. I'm putting.
Oh, you ain't got no stalkers in your life.
No, man, I'm clean. I'm putting it out there. I mean, don't forget, it's business, right? I'm putting it out there. If you want to basically say, hey, I have a video, I have a wedding coming up. I mean, that's the way to contact me as far as for business. And then I'm in Instagram as far as One Path Media LLC.
Okay.
And my website is onepathmedia.com.
Awesome.
So, but yes, I'm putting it all out there, man.
Must be nice.
Well, we definitely appreciate you being in the studio with us today. And, you know, you are always welcome to come back at any time. I'm sure we'll talk about as the showcase goes on, and then as we start the film club, we'll have you on again.
Thank you for having me. Really
Real talk.
appreciate it.
Thank you for what you do for our children, brother.
Oh, no problem. It's a pleasure. Love it.
All right. And we will be right back with the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
All right, everybody. You are listening to Hey Shameka with comedian Alicia Coley on IBNX Radio.
And we are back with the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. And so we just finished up our interview with Mr. Jean. So again, we appreciate you coming out. And I think he said he had to leave us. You know, it's a school night.
Yes.
So if you just let everybody know again one more time how they can reach you.
Yes, you can reach me at my website, onepathmedia.com. All my information is on there, phone number, and there's a contact form on there as well. And also, if you're on Instagram, you put One Path Media LLC, you can definitely follow me. So if you have a wedding or, it could be a funeral, it doesn't matter, anything that you want me to film for you, I'll be welcome to film it.
Awesome. And we will be right back with Hey Shameka with comedian Alicia Coley.
Life comes at us fast. One thing that gives us comfort is knowing that someone is there when you need them. Well, at Pleasant Hills Insurance, that's our promise to our clients. Call 770-910-7460 today or visit our website at pleasanthillsinsurance.com for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Many of the large agencies have turned their back on the retired workforce. At Pleasant Hills Insurance, if others can't qualify you, very often we can. Pleasant Hills Insurance proudly provides options for preconditions. So call 770-910-7460 or visit pleasanthillsinsurance.com today for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Pleasant Hills Insurance, we're here when you need us.
What's hidden in me? I didn't want to see them living in me. Right, your sledgehammer coming down with the boom. I mean, I fell in love. Something inside of you. I mean, I love your heart, but it's your mind if I had to choose. I'm smiling now, the smoke clear, but you are not amused. Someday I'll laugh about it. All that pressure smashed me out of it. Could it last like that? I doubt it. Well, come on, girl, let's laugh about it. Someday I'll laugh about it. All that pressure smashed me out of it. Could it last like that? I doubt it. Well, come on, girl, let's laugh about it.
And we are back on the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley, and this is Comedy and Conversation. Now, this is Miss Alicia's baby. We normally have comedians in the studio, but today you have me and Kerwin. So, guys, Kerwin is definitely a comedian. Let's talk about what have you done with comedy so far with your career? For those of you just tuning in, Kerwin Thompson, that's his last name. He is an actor. He is currently in Disney's Newsies at the Aurora Theater in Lawrenceville, and is actually going to be going over to the Marietta Civic Center starting in
October 19th.
October 19th. So guys, definitely make sure you go on their site and get their tickets, but definitely has comedic elements and Newsies.
Right? It's not all serious business.
Yeah, can you do a lot of serious stuff?
That's funny. We were talking earlier about how my cousin was commenting about, Kerwin, can you do something funny? You know, you always doing all this stuff that be having me crying and snotting and stuff in public. Can you do just for once? Can I come enjoy a show? Well, Newsies is that show for you to come and just enjoy and bring the whole family. And I promise, no snotting and crying necessary.
Now, do you have a different process that you go through when you're getting ready for something that's comedic versus something that's a more serious
Absolutely
matter?
Absolutely. Yeah, the comedic shows are much less draining on you physically and mentally. You know, you can listen to fun music or watch fun television shows all the time. You can goof off in the green room before the show and go up in there and then you do your thing, just free and having fun and not worried about nothing and not caring what anybody thinks because it's fun. Everybody's having a good time. And then you can leave it on the stage with no effort and walk out and go do the rest of your life. The dramatic work is exactly the opposite. Exactly the opposite. And you live in a space where you can relate to these characters and tell their story from an honest viewpoint. You know, you don't want to be too method where you get into too deep of a hole where you can't pull yourself out of. I honestly believe that's what happened to Brother Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
He went
was
too
all the way in.
He went too far with the Joker,
Yeah.
and he could not pull himself out of that.
Yes.
And it's sad because, you know, I grew up thinking Jack Nicholson was the Joker. So when I heard they were redoing the Joker and Heath Ledger was going to do it, I was like, man, I don't want to see no Heath Ledger broke back nothing do the Joker. Like, Jack Nicholson is the Joker. Jack Nicholson did that thing.
Right. No, he did a phenomenal job.
Heath Ledger came in there and
Totally
Ledger
different.
is the Joker.
Yeah.
Bruh, he
I don't even want
killed
to see
it.
no more Joker.
Yeah.
Bruh, you know what I'm talking about? But
Yeah.
he had to go to such
The
a
depth
crazy
of that.
place
Yeah.
to kill it that he did not have he couldn't bring himself back, and he didn't have a support system around him to bring him back.
Right.
Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. But he That was a monster performance. And people talking about, they said he was crazy. I am not. I am not.
Yes.
Just the way he delivered those lines. I mean, because on the paper it just says, I am not, I am not. But that ain't what he gave us, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And even though that role was dark as it was, the comedic element that he was able to put into it at the same time, because like the Jack Nicholson
Watch me
one,
make this pencil disappear.
like the Jack Nicholson one was more of the comedic, you know, it wasn't any dark overtone, but I think Heath had a hard job in that he had to make it dark and still be able to put that comedic part of Joker in there for everyone. For anyone that hasn't seen it, I can't think of anybody has it, but for the Dark Knight part of the Batman series is more of the darker part of Batman and all of the characters,
Right.
more of the darker tone versus the lighthearted, more Michael Keaton. Don't get me wrong, I love Michael Keaton,
Right.
but Christian Bale, he did his thing too.
Yeah.
He did his thing too on the Batman, the Dark Knight series, and Batman Begins, of course. Comedy wise, what would you say as far as growing up with comedy? For anybody that's just listening, I don't know if I don't know. Did I mention it earlier? So I'm gonna say this: that Kerwin comes from a very awesomely talented family. That different artists in different way, comedy being one of them. How would you say that was growing up, having that comedic presence?
It was great. It was great, you know, because, you know, growing up black in America it's tough. So anytime you have an opportunity to laugh and be silly, it's an escape, right, from your reality. And that is a wonderful thing, you know. Coming to America, greatest comedy of all time. And my brother and I know every line of the show to this day.
I do.
And we speak. He and I speak together or to one another in comedy lines and lines from movies, right?
Okay.
Like I'll text him and it's not, hey, how you doing, or how is your day? You know, I'll text him, who was that? And he'll text me back, oh, just a man I met in the restroom.
Oh my goodness. So unfortunately that's the end of comedy and conversation right now. But
It was fun though.
definitely stay tuned to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley, because when we come back, we are getting to an in-depth interview with Mr. Kerwin, the leading man.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, everybody, this is Kerwin Thompson, the leading man. You are listening to Hey Shameka with comedian Alicia Coley on IBNX Radio.
Unprepared, I'll be there, but when I leave there, better be a household name. Weatherman telling us it ain't gonna rain. slam back, Cadillac by 5 niggas, day 75 MCs freestyle to the beat, cause we get crunk, stay drunk at the club. Should've bought an ounce, but you caught the dub. Should've held back, but you throw the punch. Supposed to meet you good, but you packed the lunch. No G to the U to the G for you. Got a son on the way by the name of Bamboo. Got a little baby girl for a year, Jordan. Never turn my back on my kids for them. Should've hit it with it. Rag top, before you re-up, get a laptop. Make a minute for yourself, boy, set some goals. Make a fat dime out of dusty cold. Record number 4, but we on the road. Hold up, slow up, stop, control like Janet. Planet, stay on the Estonia. Moving like floor, come straight to Florida. Lock all your windows and block the quarters. Put it up on belt, cause the weapon's in order. Like a 3-piece bitch before I cut your daughter. You can't talk about then I hit the border. Pity pat rapper trying to get the 5. I'm a microphone fiend trying to stay alive. When you come to ATL, well, you bet not high, cause the Dungeon family gon' ride.
And we are back with the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. And of course, our co-host today has been the wonderful, the leading man, Kerwin Thompson.
Hey.
So we're going to jump back into, we started off your interview on comedy and conversation, and we're going to jump back into that. So performing arts for you, I know you actually grew up here in Atlanta,
Yes.
and you actually went to a performing arts school.
We call it part bread, you understand me? All y'all implants and transplants to Atlanta, y'all know of College Park. Well, that is in Maryland. That's where the University of Maryland is. College Park is in Maryland.
That's
College
where I grew
Park
up.
is on the south side, shouty. But my brother actually went to the Performing Arts High School. He went to Tri-Cities High School. Shout out to the Bulldogs with hat out there in the Pernt. That's East Point. That's the Pernt. They out there, but Tri-Cities has put out so much phenomenal talent. But I was in performing arts at my high school as well. I went to Riverwood High School.
Okay.
We got shipped from the south side to the north side so we could all learn how to get along. But I was marching band, concert band, jazz band, orchestra, and the theater program. So I did.
Oh, look
and
at
the mock
you.
trial program, which really is, you got to learn how to debate and present your case in a legal fashion in the courtroom. All that's drama. That's all it is. It's learning how to be. If you think them lawyers ain't acting in courtroom, you got another thing coming.
Yes.
But it's so important. performing arts is so important to the educational system. Keeps your kids from being bored. Music makes them better at math, you know. It gives them a creative expression because them kids have so much in them that they need to get out. It's coming out one way or another. So we might as well channel it in a positive, creative direction.
Right. Now, did you do anything performing arts-wise before you were in high school?
Oh, yeah. My brother and I, excuse me, we've both been acting since we were 5, like in kindergarten plays. That's where we both started at 5 years old. Kindergarten plays, church plays, and then, you know, we got agents and we were auditioning around town and doing things here and there. But things changed when we joined FHYEA. That's the Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble of Atlanta. What's happening, YEA? What's up, Freddie Hendrix? That organization changed our lives. We joined that summer of '91 when the company was brand new. We were in their first show called Rhymes and Reasons, which is a show about child abuse that they wrote. We create all of our own plays, all our own musicals. We create them and put them on. So you had a whole bunch of kids on stage telling a story about child abuse. So powerful. Wow. So powerful. And YEA is still doing its thing to this day. But, you know, YEA, so many people, let me tell you people who've come out of YEA over the years. I'm talking about Broadway talent. Christine Horn, Saquon Singblow, Sa Ngalja, Kelly Jenrette, who's nominated for an Emmy right now. She's YEA. Dwayne Richmond, Kenan Thompson on SNL. That dude, longest running cast member of all time on SNL. He's nominated for an Emmy right now. All these people came out of YEA. It's so. India Ree had a stint in YEA. Candy from Escape, who I went to middle school with, she came out of YEA. So many people came out of YEA. What's happening? So yeah, we was doing all kind of stuff outside of school as well. To answer your question.
Awesome, awesome. Now, what would you say your favorite thing was as far as performing arts-wise coming up? Like I know you said you did the theater, you did marching band, you did orchestra. What would you say your favorite? I know that's kind of hard, isn't it?
Hard.
What was your favorite one coming up in high school?
Oh. You know what? I'm gonna have to say marching band.
Okay.
But
now,
you know what I'm saying?
What instrument did you play in marching
cheating.
band?
I'm cheating, you know what I mean? So my freshman year, I played alto sax in marching band.
Okay.
My sophomore year, I played the quads, the drums. I played those. My junior and senior years, I was drum major both years.
Nice.
You understand me? So that came with certain perks and privileges and
I dated drum major when I was a freshman in high school.
And notoriety around the city. You know what I mean? So that's when folk really started knowing your name. But yeah, you know, so marching band was probably my favorite, but it has an unfair advantage, right? Marching band has football, it has majorettes, and it has cheerleaders.
Gotcha.
That's not a fair fight, bruh. That's not a fair fight.
I'm glad you being honest about that.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you now. Meek. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
Definitely.
Can we be family? Can I call you Meek?
Sure.
Can we be family?
Yep, we sure can. You
love
call
it.
me Big Meek. So where did you see, since you said that was your favorite, did you know when you were coming up in theater in high school that acting was definitely going to be your main career?
Had no idea.
Okay.
Had no idea. It was something that I enjoyed. I happened to be pretty good at. But mainly it was to keep me out of trouble, give me something to do, you know.
Right.
Because I was mischievous, you know what I mean? You leave me on my own, I'm going to be into all kind of stuff. I wasn't bad, I was just mischievous, you know what I mean? I didn't know that acting was what I was supposed to be doing until 4.5 years ago. About 4.5 years ago.
Okay.
You know, because, you know, I went to school for mechanical engineering. And then after working for Boeing on Air Force One during President Clinton's administration, I moved back to Atlanta and I became an entrepreneur once, and then I became an entrepreneur again, you know, and then the economy went into the toilet, and then I went back to school and got a certification in health IT and worked in that industry for a year, and then I got laid off, and I'm like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? What's happening? So I just took a break. I just stopped. And I put myself in meditation and prayer, and I asked, what am I supposed to be doing? And I waited for the answer. And I waited, 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 and I waited. It took 6 months, Shameka, for the answer to come. And it was acting. I was like, really? That's what I'm supposed to be doing? Are you sure?
I was doing that
You know what I'm
way
saying?
back since I was 5.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And God says to me, how you going to ask me if I'm sure? You asked me.
Exactly.
Right? I said, but I mean, you know, if I do it, I'm going to do it like all the way, no safety now. He's like, what you waiting on?
Yeah, I done gave you the answer. Let's go.
Right? So I started praying in April. The answer came to me in September, and I got to work, you know. And 4 years later, here I am, coming up on September. It's about to be my fourth anniversary of being a professional actor in this game. And we about to keep on killing
Definitely
it, man.
congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to say that, yes, that's definitely is what you're supposed to be doing, because what I seen
What you seen?
on the stage in Newsies on Sunday,
Yes, ma'am.
man, guys, that show is awesome.
Thank
I
you.
love musicals. I love plays. I love theater. And to know that, to see that production and just the live music, you know, I love music, the live music, the talent that was on that stage,
Crazy amount of talent.
just crazy.
My cast is the joint. Y'all need to see that.
Just awesome. And you had more than one role in it. And
Yeah.
I like, almost like film, I like theater, that just to see that person morph into that character.
Yeah.
Even though you've seen them as something else before, but when you see them in that character at that particular time, you don't think about anything else they've done.
Right.
You think about in the moment.
Yeah, speaking of morphing, if y'all want to see me morph, if y'all want to see me work, come to the Atlanta Black Theater Festival on October the 3rd. That is a Wednesday. So you got to take off work. Let your boss know you ain't going to be there because you got to go see the lead man do his thing on stage. That day, I'm doing not one, but I'm doing 2 plays on the same day to kick off the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. 2 full-length, off-book plays. No script, no nothing. We're doing the meeting. I'm playing Dr. King in the meeting at 10 a.m. And then we're doing a world premiere of a show called Lions at 8 p.m. So I'm going to bring it that day.
You know what? I think I may actually be sick on that day.
You know what I'm saying? That's what sick days are for.
Yeah, I may have to be
You know
sick
what I'm saying?
that day.
So you can go see some work.
Yeah, because that sounds like an awesome time.
I'm going to work out that day.
Now, what would you say your greatest piece of advice would be to someone that's trying to get into acting as a career? Not, guys, we're not talking about a hobby. We're talking about acting career.
Make sure you're ready. Make sure you are ready. Number one, make sure you are ready to do this, you know, because it's not an easy road. You have got to want to do this. You know, sometimes you're going to wonder how you're going to pay the electric bill, let alone the rent. You know what I mean? You got to want to do it and be committed to it. And then make sure you're ready for when your opportunity comes. Be prepared, take classes, practice, work with all people. So when your opportunity comes, you're ready for it. And it doesn't pass you by and you got to wait for the next one to come. Make sure you're ready.
Love it. And can you let everyone know how they can follow you on social media?
We're going to make it real easy. Everybody just go to my website, www.kerwinthompson.com, KerwinThompson. Go to my website. There's a contact page, and it's got all my social media links on there. And you can just click on the button, and it'll take you to my Facebook, to my Twitter, and to my IG.
Awesome. So I know that you're finishing up Newsies.
Yes.
That y'all are going to continue over in Marietta Civic Center. And is there anything else you have coming up behind that, or is that what you're doing right now? Because you said that goes through November?
Yeah, that goes through November the 4th.
Okay.
So we'll be at the Marietta Civic Center October the 19th through November the 4th.
Okay.
And we'll be running Newsies in Lawrenceville for the rest of this week through September the 2nd. And then we've got the Black Theater Festival on October the 3rd.
Okay. Now, guys, unfortunately, in Lawrenceville, the rest of the shows, they sold out. So make sure you go onto the site, Marietta Civic Center, and go ahead and get your tickets now for Disney's Newsies. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. It's a phenomenal show. And you know what? I think I'm going to come see it again.
You know what? Come through. You know what? I got your ticket. You just show up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell them that Shameka Love is going to grace us with their presence, and they going to part the Red Sea for you. You understand? They going to part the waters.
I
for you.
love
I
it.
said they're going to park the waters for you when you get there. All you got to do is come on. Is there anybody here? All you got to do is walk down the aisle and we'll part the waters for you.
Oh, Lord help us. All right, we will be right back with the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Let your booty do that yoga.
Party at the beach down in Copacabana, sipping killer fish. Got my black yoga pants on. Me and Brittany, we've been down in Atlanta, sweating in the club. Call me Dirty Diana, flexing like a yogi. Drop it down with your hands up. Do a headstand, bend it back, put your legs up. I ain't got no worries. I'm my own private dancer. My own private dancer. Wanna last forever. I wanna dance all night. I wanna last forever. I wanna dance all night. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Let me see you do that yoga. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Let your booty do that yoga. Crown on my head, but the world on my shoulder. I too much a rebel, never do what I'm supposed to. Bend and never break it, baby. Watching, I'ma show ya. Stretching in my cash, got my money doing yoga. Sometimes I'm peachy, and sometimes I'm boga. Even when I sleep it, I got one eye open. You cannot police me, so get off my areola. Get off my areola. I wanna last forever. I wanna dance all night. I wanna last forever. I wanna dance all night. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Let me see you do that yoga. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Let your booty do that yoga.
I said yoga, she did that yoga. Looking for my loafers, man. I woke up in a toga. She love my collar on like she my owner. So when she down with dog, I jump up on her. Oh Lord, I love the way you bend. Oh Lord, I love to break you in. Oh Lord, I stretch you out and in. Oh Lord, now you should tell a friend. Oh Lord, I pray they come on over. And let they bum do that yoga.
I wanna last forever. I wanna dance all night. I wanna last forever. I wanna dance all night. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Let me see you do that yoga. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Baby, bend over. Let your booty do that yoga.
Let your booty do that yoga.
Hey everybody, it's your girl comedian Alicia Coley, and you're listening to the Hey Shameka Show with me. So make sure y'all stay tuned in and locked in every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. We'll see you soon.
are back with the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley, and that was the lead-in song for Shameka Says. And I want to talk a little bit today about the title of this song, There's Music in You, since we're talking about performing arts today. Everyone has music inside of them, and music can be different things, guys. It could be music, it could be acting, whatever your heart's passion is. As you've heard, we were talking earlier, Kerwin was saying that, you know, he prayed on what he was supposed to do, and he got the answer of acting. And it took 6 months to get that answer, but sometimes it takes a while to really find out what your life's purpose is. But it definitely needs to be something that is deep within you, that makes you who you are as a person. And sometimes it takes years and years to figure that out. Some people tap into it a little bit when they're a child growing up, and others, you know, may not tap into it until they get into adulthood. But when you find out what that thing is, you need to do everything possible to make sure you hone that skill and also share it with the world. This is why we have gifts, y'all. Whether it be, like I said, music, acting, you know, math, whatever you're great at, we have these gifts for a reason. We have them to share with the world. So definitely don't be selfish with it. I'm going to pull Mr. Kerwin into the conversation again. To say, when you heard me say, talk about there's music in you, that you have something in you growing up as a person that's always there, would you agree with that? Would you have a different take on that? What's your belief?
Absolutely, I agree with you. 100%. 100%. It gnaws at you. You know what I mean? Well, maybe gnaw is a little bit harsh, but you know, it's just like a slight tap on the shoulder. Mm-hmm. It feels like that, but it's like on the inside of your chest, like on your rib cage. It's like a slight little tap right there. And now that ain't my heartbeat. I know what my heartbeat is, y'all. But it's just a little slight little tap, a little nudge, and say, "I'm here. You gonna do something with me? I'm kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna? All right, I'll just sit here and wait until you're ready. You know." Mm-hmm. And mine sat dormant for a long time because I didn't do anything artistic once I left for college until, well, it was like about a 12-year gap, mm-hmm. you know, before I did anything artistic again. And I was like, oh, I love that. That was fun. And then I went back to doing other things, and I didn't realize. But, yeah, I had to sit in silence and be still. And once I was still for a long time, like I said, for 6 months, mm-hmm. patient and still, that's when it came to me. I was like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, well, let's work. And I don't act to entertain. I act to change people's lives, to touch people. That's what I want to use my gift for. I don't shuck and jive and all that stuff. No, I want to make you pick up the phone and call somebody and be like, you know what, man, we've been beefing over some silly stuff, man. Mm-hmm. Let's go get something to eat. Let's go hang out. Let's squash this. You know what I mean? And I can't tell you how many people have told me that. And that's normally comes from my drama stuff, so I don't really do I don't normally do shows like Newsies, mm-hmm. but what I've learned from Newsies, that even a show like that you think is nice and lighthearted can still touch people. Yes. Man, we've had people show up in full costume because this show means so much to them. Mm-hmm. And it's got a wonderful message about working together in unity to improve your circumstance, right? And that is a very, very touching and powerful message that I had completely missed because I thought it was a cute show. There's you can find purpose in everything.
Exactly. I'm glad you touched on that. It's been a few shows ago now. I talked about it, and I'll say it again right now for people. I have been a lover of entertainment, like mm-hmm. film, TV, since I was 3 years old, as long as I can remember.
I love it.
Film, TV, and music have always been a part of my life. And
favorite movie?
I was about to get there. You're good.
Well, you know, I do this for a living.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Okay.
The Wizard of Oz. So
favorite song?
I explained Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yes.
Sung by whom?
Judy Garland.
Wow. Wow.
The
okay.
original.
You like the classics.
The
okay.
original.
You better
Yeah.
go ahead, dear.
So
with your baby face.
even though Patty,
You look so young.
Patty, I do like your version now. Patty and Brandy.
Uh-huh.
Brandy has a great version too,
Uh-huh.
of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. But the original, and I think because that movie is my favorite movie, and when you're talking about there's purpose and everything, even at that young age, I had a knack for watching movies and looking at the bigger picture of what the movie was about.
That's a gift.
And then again, in the movie, like to me, it's someone that is a part of the movie towards the end. I don't remember the exact words right now, but Glenda the Good Witch
Uh-huh.
tells Dorothy, you know, everything you needed to go home was inside of you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But she had to make friends,
Mm-hmm.
and she helped them
Mm-hmm.
along the way. So
And then to come back to her.
exactly.
Then to come
So
back to
again,
her.
so helping others,
Mm-hmm.
unity, as you would say.
Yep.
Everybody using their gift
Yep.
together for a greater purpose, and just the production on that movie, to me, still when I think about it, I think about just going from black and white to color.
Mm-hmm.
That was 1939, y'all.
Was it?
1939, yeah. The year my grandma was born.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So just to think that level that they had of movies
Yeah.
back then, and just to think that you could,
Your grandmama the baby?
no,
Oh, okay. All right.
no. That's my mom's mom.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
got you.
my
All right,
mom's
all right.
mom. Yeah, so, but just to say that level, and to see in the movie that you could dream
Mm-hmm.
and you could go to a different place.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
you're not
glad
in-
you could
you're
see
not-
the big
You're
picture.
not in
though,
Kansas anymore.
at all. But I'm glad you could see the big picture at 3 years old. You need to be in somebody's director's chair. I'm glad you're producing your own content. And to that end, happy 13th show, Shameka.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you. And Alicia, I know you celebrating out there wherever you are today. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Definitely. It's been a great ride.
Alicia
Definitely.
Cowley.
And thanks to David and Amari in the booth. That's
Doing their
also
thing.
part of our team.
Thank
that
you, gentlemen. We
a
appreciate
lot
you.
of people don't get to see and hear, but they always with us.
Oh,
every
they can
week.
hear. I'm right here.
Look, David ain't gonna waste no time. He said, "Wait a minute."
How y'all doing?
My name is David.
He was
And
actually.
I'm a Scorpio.
Was it 2 weeks ago? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was on the show. He came in the studio with me for a little bit talking. But yeah, so definitely, just I mean, the whole thing what Shameka says is just be inspired and motivated. Whatever helps you do that. If you don't know what inspires you and motivates you, talk to someone that you can see that is a positive person, that seems like they're always motivated and inspired to do things, and ask them, you know, what helps them. And along the way, you'll find out what helps you, because we all want to be out here doing what we love to do.
And if you can't find nobody, just sit your tail down someplace. Just sit your tail down someplace in a corner and get comfortable. Put your feet flat on the floor. Put your palms up. Close your eyes and just breathe.
Yes.
And breathe.
Yes.
And let the universe talk to you. If you sit still long enough, if you're patient long enough, you will receive your answer. I guarantee you.
Yes.
Guarantee you.
Yes. So this has definitely been a great, fun show. It was definitely great to have you with us, Kerwin. And I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but, you know, he said he wanted to call me Meek Meek, wanted to treat me like family.
Like family.
Y'all, when I say he from a very talented family, I meant that, because guess what? He is my family, y'all.
What's happening, cuz? What's good, cuz?
Kerwin is my cousin. Actually, on my dad's side. I think we're second cousins.
We are second cousins.
Second cousins.
Your grandma is my grandfather's sister.
That's right.
Hey!
So, unfortunately,
You taught me that.
unfortunately, they're no longer with us. But yeah, it's definitely
Always
a great time. And you know, stuff like that actually does run a family sometimes, guys.
It does.
You know, just like music. You know, a lot of singers, and we do have a lot of singers in our family too.
Don't we though?
Yeah.
Oh, have mercy.
Singers, musicians,
Actors,
comedians,
lawyers,
lawyers,
accountants, marketing folks.
marketing, a little bit of everything.
We a one-stop shop family. Whatever y'all need, y'all come see the Thompsons and the Callahams and
And the
what's your last name?
Hicks.
Hicks.
Yes.
Hicks is, people like, she ain't your cousin. You didn't even know her last name. I told y'all she my second cousin.
No, well, that's because you always hear love. I'm always love on social media, so it's
That's
fine.
right. That's right.
Yep. But we appreciate everyone tuning in this week to the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley. Again, big thanks to Kerwin for co-hosting. You're definitely welcome to come back anytime and
I
hang
will
with
come
us.
back. You call me anytime. You call me, I'm coming running. Thank y'all for listening out there. We appreciate y'all.
All right. And that's all for this week, guys. So y'all be good or be bad, whatever you choose to do. But we'll definitely see you next week on the Hey Shameka Show with comedian Alicia Coley.